Kenya is hosting a commodities trading and price risk management conference in Nairobi as the region gears towards having another commodities exchange. Now, commodities exchanges are crucial for economies on the continent, of course, that depend on agriculture and other minerals, as, of course, these would be helpful in cushioning against price fluctuations. Well, joining me in the studio is Stuart Ponder. He's a Senior Vice President of Emerging Markets at INTL FC Stone. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much,
Stuart. Now, of course, when we talk about Africa, we're largely an agrarian economy. Unfortunately, when it comes to our commodities exchanges, not so sophisticated. In your opinion, what is your view of how far behind we are as compared to the rest of the world?
Well, clearly there are structured commodity trading in the markets of North America and Europe and the Far East. And our company, INTL FC Stone, is involved in those markets. We're brokers on the exchanges where a whole range of commodities are traded. The opportunity in Africa is huge because the role of the exchange is to connect the myriad of sellers, particularly if you think of the agriculture sector, the small-scale producer, with the myriad of buyers that need raw materials because they're exporters, because they want to process foodstuffs and so on. So the priority for developing Africa's commodity exchanges, as is recognised here in Kenya, is huge, and we're looking to play a part, and we think this is something that's going to happen quite rapidly.
Now, of course, there are some success stories on the continent. We have the Ethiopian Commodities Exchange. We have Rwanda, who's also sort of setting up their commodities exchange now. Give me your take on where we are as Africa when it comes to these commodities exchanges, and of course where you feel we're finally beginning to get it right.
Okay, well, the African Development Bank produced a report a couple of years ago citing 28 African countries, more than half of the continent, that's looking to establish commodities exchanges. And here in Kenya, as in many other countries, this is seen as a priority. So the seminar that we're running for the next 2 days here in Nairobi is one of a series of events that we've run in different locations and a part of a program that's going to continue. And we have over 70 people who are coming along from a whole spectrum of different areas of the Kenyan economy and indeed from the East African region. And we have support from the Kenyan government with 4 government ministries involved. And what I see is everybody recognising that this is the subject of the moment. So the success stories that you've cited are going to be replicated elsewhere.
Now, like you mentioned, you're here to talk with the Kenyan government and, of course, the private sector about setting up a commodities exchange here. Tell me more about how we're going to see that discussion going in terms of building infrastructure and, of course, the capacity or the technical capacity.
Okay, so we're doing a seminar tomorrow that will be a 2-day event, and it'll be a part of a process. In a 2-day seminar, you can only achieve so much, but we've got 10 people coming down from, or who have come down from different desks in our offices. We've got grains, precious metals, soft commodities, foreign exchange specialists, and there's going to be a very rich interaction with the participants that are coming to the seminar, so that when they go away, they're going to have a much stronger vision of what the market potential could be and what infrastructure is needed. And this is going to be an additional foundation stone. Clearly, there's a lot of work to be done, but
I mean, and very quickly, give me some insight into what infrastructure you think we need to put in place, not just here in Kenya, but across Africa as well.
Well, the infrastructure needs are great. Commodity exchanges thrive on volume.
Right.
So the infrastructure to aggregate the product that's coming from small-scale producers, whether it's in the mining sector and it's artisanal miners, or whether it's in the agricultural sector and small-scale, small-holding farmers. You've got to bring the product together. It's got to be graded. It's got to be stored in a way that it doesn't deteriorate. All of that has to happen to have confidence in the market. There's got to be the enabling environment that needs to come from government. So at the moment in Kenya, the legislation for warehouse receipts is under debate. Right. All of this needs to be done. the availability of roads to transport. So much needs to be done.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in and giving us
My
those
pleasure.
insights. Of course, Stuart Ponder, he is the Senior Vice President of Emerging Markets at INTL FC Stone.